Hi, I'm Lindsay and welcome to A Balanced Approach to Business Growth, my playlist where I talk about building a business you actually enjoy running without the burnout, overwhelm, or 24/7 culture. A playlist that's packed with tips, insights, and practical strategies to help you grow your business your incredible way, to help you simplify your approach, help you to refocus on what truly matters, and to ensure that you make real progress. If we've not met before, my name's Lindsay and I'm a business coach who is passionate about working with ambitious business owners, helping them bridge the gap between where they are and where they want to be without sacrificing their evenings, their weekends, their health, their relationships. You get the idea. Are you feeling a little bit stretched right now? Are you feeling distracted? Do you feel as if there's no breathing room in your business right now? If you do, this video is for you, and it's a fabulous follow-on from the last one I did. Now, quite often, it's not an issue of time. It's not that we don't have enough time. We don't have enough space. We don't have enough mental, physical, or even digital space. And without that, it's almost impossible to think clearly, to make good decisions, to act upon the great decisions that you do make. It's really challenging to lead your business with purpose when you're feeling stretched, overwhelmed, when you feel like there isn't a moment to stop, a moment to rest. And I talked about this in the last video, how I had to make the very deliberate decision that I didn't have enough bandwidth to be creating these videos, to be recording, editing, polishing, and publishing them. I had to make the conscious decision to give myself space. Now, that's easy for me to say. I've been doing this a long time. I've been around the block a few years, around 14 or 15. So what I wanted to do in this video is share some quick wins with you so that you can start creating the space that you need, and almost immediately if you take the action. I will share some bigger strategies, but I wanted to share some things that you could do straight away so that you could start feeling a little bit more relaxed. Because when we're like this, when we're trying to do it all, when we're trying to fit it all in, when we're just craving more time, when we're cramming as much as we possibly can into the time that we do have, we're not at our best. We're not at our best for our business. We're not at our best for our clients. And that's not where we want to be, any of us. So let's get started and create some space in your business. And let's start small. Say no. I know, it's a revolution, isn't it? I told you it was easy. And quick. Just say no. Just because you should doesn't mean that you have to do something. And by that, I mean quite often, I should go networking. I should go and meet that person. I should be having these one-to-ones. Should is a really dangerous place to be. We should be doing those things because we want to, because we're aligned, because they move our business forward. You know that saying, ask a busy person, they'll always find the time. We do. And we need to stop doing that. Women are particularly great at this, but I know men do it as well. We just keep saying, yeah, we can do that. Yeah, we'll find time to do that. Oh, yeah, I can do that. Start saying no. Protect your time. Value yourself. And when we say no, it's not because we're heartless. It's not because we don't care. We're saying no because we do care. We care about ourselves. We care about our businesses. Start saying no. And while that's a quick and almost an immediate win, and there might be something you can say no to today, if there's nothing that's coming up, or if, in the next sort of 24 hours, just keep in the back of your mind when you're invited to do something, when you're asked to do something, when a client says, can we jump on a quick call? Do you have the capacity? Do you have the resource? Do you want to do this? When we say yes to something, we're saying no to something else. So get really good at saying no for the right reasons. The next tip I've got for you is much quicker. Go and unsubscribe from 5 newsletters. I guarantee in your inbox, you are receiving stuff that you don't read. And when it appears, we're like, oh, I should really do that. We make ourselves feel bad. Stop making yourself feel bad. Say no to the newsletters. Although I hope if you're signed up to mine, you would stay signed up. But what are you receiving in your inbox right now? The other thing that I would suggest to you, and it's been happening a lot to me lately, I've been receiving emails and I definitely did not sign up for them. So I've been searching for an unsubscribe. And if there isn't one, I've been emailing them back and saying, please unsubscribe me. Don't hit my inbox if I've not invited you in. So unsubscribe from at least 5 newsletters. Now, if you're going, oh, the newsletters in my inbox I really love. Okay, that's fine. Might be that you need to do a bit of email management so they're not sitting there shouting, read me, and making you feel bad. Or it might be that you can go to one of your social media accounts and stop following those accounts that don't bring you joy. So think about what you can do to protect your space, to protect your mental space. I love this next one. I'm all about decluttering. Go clear a drawer. Okay, it might be your desk. Tidy your desk. Clean your desk. You know, if your desk is quite organized, mine's relatively organized. When I'm feeling that anxiety, when I just feel, oh, I give it a clean. I take everything off and I wipe it all down. Keeping our own physical space tidy is just so impactful for us. We need spaces that we can work in, where we can be creative, where we can feel great. So if it's not something within your office space, excuse me, if it's not something in your office space, go tidy a drawer somewhere else. I bet there is a drawer in your kitchen that is full of odds and ends. Go tidy it up. Just that activity, it's clearing space. There's a lot of energetic work around that, but I guarantee you it'll make you feel better, even if you don't believe in energetics or the universe or anything else. It'll make you feel better. But most importantly, make sure that your own space where you work is just conducive to good work, is helping you feel good. Okay, another quick tip for you. Excuse me. Switch off your notifications. Now, this might be on your mobile, this might be on your desktop, but switch them off. Every time something goes bing, it's distracting you. It's taking you away from the thing that you want to focus on, the thing that you need to do. So switch off those notifications, because those little pings really do splinter your attention, and they can impact your focus time. So switch them off. Even better, and I've been reading a lot about people doing this recently, they have been removing apps from their mobiles. So an example might be a business email. Remove it from your mobile so that it means that you are only focusing on your business emails, particularly when you're sat at your desk in front of your computer, your laptop or your Mac or whatever you're looking at. Take it off your mobile. If it's that actually you only spend time on social media from a business perspective, remove them from your phone. So think about what you can switch off and what you can remove, which is the stretch goal on that tip. Okay, here's a one that might need a little bit of thought and could be quite scary, but I want you to cancel one recurring commitment, one that no longer lights you up or supports your goals. Now, it can be in the business or it can be outside of the business. So think about, what are you doing regularly? Now, networking is a really good example, although I'm a massive advocate. So I'm saying this particular example with real caution. But if you've been networking regularly in a particular group and you are not seeing a return on your investment, and there are lots of reasons why you would network, and it's not always about money. So be very clear on, why am I attending this networking group? But if you're not achieving your goal, your aim for the group, then don't go anymore. You know, and yes, you can, of course, replace it with another one, and there are plenty of fabulous networking groups out there. Don't start me on networking, because I'm a massive advocate and I can talk about networking all day. But it is quite a good example, and I see it quite often with clients when they're networking, and they might be networking 4 or 5 groups. There is always going to be one that is not seeing a return. And actually, if you're doing 4 or 5, you're probably spreading yourself really thinly. But let's get off the networking example because I will talk about it all the time. But is there something else? Now, it might be that you have no recurring commitment in your business, but is there something outside of the business that you do? And it might be that there is nothing. That's okay, because I've already recommended you start saying no, you unsubscribe, and you clear a drawer, and you switch off your notifications. So there's 4 things you can do. Finally, quick tip, batch similar tasks. Let's use email again because it's a really great example and I hear it time and time again. I check my email straight away. Don't check your email straight away. Now, one of the things I do is I quickly look at my emails while I'm getting the kids ready for school and doing packed lunches and all that kind of stuff. So I quickly check my emails before I come to my desk. I do not go into my inbox straight away. The minute you do, you are lost. The minute you go into your inbox, you will find yourself answering that email. Oh, that needs a bit more work. I need to do that. Off you will go because that's what we do. So perhaps you can check your emails twice a day. Perhaps there is a particular day that you would prefer to do client calls. So I'm not just talking about batching tasks such as creating content. I'm asking you to be a bit more creative here so you can protect your mental transitions. When we're jumping from one thing to the next, I've read it takes between 10 and 20 minutes. Okay, I'm no expert on it, but it does take an amount of time for your brain to stop focusing, thinking about this thing and moving to another. So if you've stopped doing one thing and you've jumped to the next, your brain is going to take 20 minutes to catch up. So if you're in, let's use content writing, if you can allocate a Monday when you record your videos, when you write your blogs, when you draft your social media posts, that's good use of your mental space. None of these are revolutionary, are they? But they do create or can create instant breathing room if you commit to them. And by the way, decluttering on a regular basis is a great one. But let's talk about the bigger shifts. So I'm going to cover a couple of things off here, and I've talked about at least 2 of them before. So where I know I've talked about it before, and there is a past video, I'm not going to harp on about it. But deeper shifts can come for you in your business from these things that I'm going to mention. Okay, so the first thing I want to talk about is simplifying your offers. And I definitely have not spoken about this one before. Over time, as business owners, we end up piles of offers. We've got services. If you just think about my world, for example, VIP days, workshops, courses, retainer packages. It just builds and builds and builds and builds. And it happens unconsciously. You have a fabulous offer and then someone says, oh, I'd really like that, but I don't need that piece. Oh, that's okay. I can make it work for you. And before you know it, you've got more offers and services and products than you know what to do with. Take the time to look at that and simplify it. And there's no doubt in my mind that each time you recreate, and you can tell I'm smiling because I've definitely done this, each time you recreate something, it was a good idea at the time. But before you know it, what's happened is you've actually got multiple client journeys that you're juggling. You'll start to have incongruent pricing. So your pricing will start to be all over the place. Your pricing model will start to look a little bit wobbly and scary. Your marketing messages could start to fall out of sync. And potentially you can learn to burn out because you're trying to deliver all the things. So go back to your offers. What are you offering? Because every offer has energy, whether you're delivering it or not delivering it. Each one needs to be marketed, explained, delivered, followed up on. But when we take the time to simplify, and by the way, I have done this numerous times. There have been, over the years, there have been times when I've woken up and gone, God, this is complicated. All my pricing all just seems a bit weird at the moment. And pricing is one of the things I like to be really transparent about. I like my pricing to look and feel good, not just for me, but for those who want to come and work with me. So those times when I've noticed my pricing is off, or it just feels like everything has got a little bit complicated, I stop. And it nearly always is like, I see what's going on. It nearly always is, I've got too many offers happening. And it's because we naturally want to help, because we naturally want to adapt. But when you simplify, you gain clarity. You will show up with a different confidence. Your marketing message will be much, much stronger. Your clients will understand what you do and how to work with you. And this isn't about limiting yourself. This is about amplifying what works and letting go of what doesn't. So I've got some questions that will help with this that you can reflect on. So what's selling well and feels aligned? What are you selling day in, day out? What are you not selling? Or what feels like a hard sell? Or what's draining your energy? I know there were three questions in one there. Don't worry, I will clarify those questions or put them in more detail in the description below. What would you offer now if you started afresh? Now, this is a great question, but it's also a dangerous question. So I'm going to give it a caveat for you. This isn't about throwing the baby out with the bathwater and going, oh, none of this works. It just gives you a little bit of insight. And often when we look at starting something new, sometimes it's in front of us. We just need to think about how we can consolidate our offers, for example, or how we can create a signature package, how we can streamline our services so that they're easier to explain and deliver. This kind of clarity, I'll try saying that again. This kind of clarity creates massive space mentally, physically, emotionally, which means better results because your marketing message will be stronger, more powerful, and will resonate. It will create ease in your business. So that's the one I wanted to really talk about and cover off. The next couple, absolutely, I've talked about before, so I'm going to be a little bit briefer on them. 90-day planning. It's a game changer. Well, I hope that wasn't too loud. But 90-day planning, I am a massive fan. I bang on about it all the time, and I've definitely done videos on it. So planning 90 days at a time really helps you to stay clear and focused. Now, it's a sweet spot, 90 days, because it's not too far in the future, but it's long enough for you to see real progress. And that's often why we give up on things, because we can't see that they're working, because we can't see the results. 90 days is long enough for you to start seeing progress, momentum, and results. It also makes it easier for you to see where you're overwhelming yourself. And this happens a lot with my clients when they first start this 90-day planning, which is where, I encourage all my clients to do. And in Action Focused Results Driven, we have a 90-day planning session. It helps you zoom out. And at the beginning, when clients start to use it, what I can see is they've really overwhelmed themselves and they've really crammed it. And what it enables us to do with my support, is they can just zoom out and go, okay, come on. I can see what's happening here and start to see where you can move things into the next quarter, or even go, okay, I'm really pushing myself really hard here. And actually there's a holiday coming, so I need to take your foot off the gas. So for me, 90-day plans are great for so many reasons. It's about intention setting. It's about you saying, I want this quarter to be successful. I want to make progress. I want to create the momentum that achieves the results. So that's why I love them. That's why I bang on about them. They also, one last thing on them actually, they provide you a really good way of reviewing progress, which leads me nicely on to weekly reviews. I highly recommend this. And if you are thinking, I have not got time for a weekly review, a monthly review might work better for you. If you're using 90-day planning, that system, you could almost do a quarterly review. But if you're just starting out, I highly recommend weekly. Just put 15, 20 minutes in your diary on a Friday so that you can look at what worked, what didn't, what you need to adjust, and it'll help you to see problems before they become bigger. So you'll spot the sticking points, you'll spot what's not working, and you'll be able to take action much, much quicker. So if you're just starting out with reviewing, make it weekly. If you're just starting out with 90-day planning, make it weekly. But depending on where you are in your business, weekly, monthly, or even quarterly will benefit your business. Okay, I'm pretty sure I've talked about reviewing before, so I don't want to get stuck on that. And to be honest, it's quite easy. Just block the time out in your diary and ask yourself that question, what's working? Ask yourself another question, what's not working? Ask yourself what needs to improve. And just asking yourself those three questions alone will really help you to keep that momentum in your business, to spot the problem areas before they become problems. Boundaries. I don't know if I have talked about this one actually, but you don't need to be accessible all the time. Your time is really, really precious. Set your working hours. You know, when you were employed, you worked 9 to 5 or 8:30 to 4:30. You knew what your working hours. A shop has an opening and closing time, unless you're online, but a physical shop, you do not have to be available to your clients all the time. So you can set opening and closing, that your working hours. That's a really great way to do that. Protect your deeper working time. And I've definitely mentioned this before. I block Mondays and Fridays out. They're the days I work on my business. They're the days that I create. They're the days that I work on my projects. Now, on occasion, I do give time away. When I've given time away, I find other time to block in my diary, so I replace it. Now, that's not always possible, but that is one of the ways that I have maintained momentum and movement in my business because I want time to work on my business. So I protect those days that I have blocked out. Now, you might be thinking, oh, I can't suddenly start doing this, Lindsey. Yes, you can. So if you no longer want to be available to your clients after 2 o'clock, you can add a really simple notification on the bottom of your email signature. I am not available after, actually don't say I'm not available, say I'm available between on Monday to Friday, 9 to 3, for example. And let them know. So I may not answer your email until the following day. If you have clients that are communicating with you in all sorts of different ways, WhatsApp, text, Facebook Messenger, all of those places, talk to your client. Tell them that you do not want to miss any of their messages. You do not want to miss any of their pleas for help. Ask them to only email you. Or if you use WhatsApp like I do with my clients, tell them that you will not be answering their messages after a certain time. Be in charge of time because you can't manage time. And I definitely talked about this, so let's not get on my high horse about it. But time management doesn't exist. Time ticks. We cannot manage time. We can only manage ourselves. So set boundaries for yourself to protect your time because you want to be at your very best for your business and for your clients and for everyone that you love outside of it. So make sure that you are protecting your time in any way that works for you and then communicate that clearly with your present client base, with your future client base. So turn off the guilt. Set those boundaries. Delegate and automate. And I've definitely talked about this. So this is quite a challenging one, actually, before I go on to some of the examples. If you're just starting out, you might be saying, I can't afford right now to have a virtual assistant do some of my admin. You might be saying, I right now can't afford to have someone do my bookkeeping. That's okay. If that's you, I want you to start a list somewhere that says, I will outsource when ready. Okay, so that you can start to notice now, because I can assure you, and this was the case for me, I didn't get support and help in my business until almost it was too late because I didn't know what to outsource to start with. And I could do all this stuff, so why wouldn't I do it all? And when I first had a conversation with a virtual assistant, I actually didn't know what I was going to outsource. I just knew I needed her. I knew I couldn't keep going. Well, I don't want you to get to that place. I would rather you start to notice the things that are draining your time. So it might be social media content. It might be writing your weekly blog. It might be writing your weekly newsletter. It might be not actually the content creation piece. It might be the tech stuff, putting it up on your website, scheduling it onto a social media platform. So just write down what's draining you. Look for the repeatable tasks. Anything that you're doing again and again and again, How can you automate it? There are so many systems. I'm not going to bang on about systems. I'm not going to share any because it's finding the right system for you. But if you are doing something again and again and again, how can you automate it? Um, you really don't have to be doing it all to be successful. And in fact, I would say to be successful, we shouldn't be doing it all because we cannot physically do it alone. Our businesses only grow and develop when we give ourselves time to do the necessary work. So outsource what drains you, automate those repeatable tasks. One last thing about outsourcing, just because you can doesn't mean to say you should. So if you love doing social media, that might still need to go on your list, because if you're using your time to write and schedule social media, that could be time that you could be available to another client, for example. So it's not just about outsourcing what drains you. Sometimes we have to outsource the things that we love to do, but we secretly know we shouldn't be doing. So there you have it. Some quick wins for immediate space, things for you to try, some bigger shifts that can really transform how your business feels and how you feel about it. And if you're ready to explore in your business what needs to change, book a one-to-one with me. Book that clarity call and let's see how we can create some space for you. If you're ready to work with a business coach and you'd like to explore if I'm the right coach for you, again, book that clarity call. When you're filling in the little questionnaire that I ask you to do, just let me know in there that you are looking for a business coach. It won't change how I deliver the clarity call, because the clarity call is about you and it's about your business. And I want you to walk away with at least 3 things that you can do, regardless of whether you want to work with me. And if you want more of this stuff and you'd like it delivered to your inbox, I will share below this video a link so you can get yourself on my email list, which is often where you get early access and sometimes you get those super codes so you can receive a discount on anything that I am doing, like workshops. Okay, if anything resonated today, if you've got another quick tip that people can implement in their business to create time, leave a comment. Please do that. I love reading your comments and I love it. I would love it even more if you gave me a tip that I could implement in my business. So please do that. Or perhaps there is a habit that you're going to implement. Just let me know. All comments are welcome. And if you haven't already, please do subscribe to my channel for more of real talk, honest reflection, and practical tools to grow your business your way. Until next time, thank you for spending some of your precious time with me today.